Everybody wants an update on the Apollo situation. I don't really know what's going on with it. I know that they were given another extension, and it's being said that the reason why they keep giving these extensions is so that he can, you know, consult with his lawyers, and his lawyers can consult with the prosecution, and maybe there might be some sort of plea deal that's being made. Now, this is all being hearsay, and nobody is really know for a fact. Basically, until they go to court, and you know, we know then what's going on with this case. You don't really know. And you know, people are saying that he's probably giving up names, you know, he's snitching or whatever. Like I said, you just don't really know what's what until the shit happens. So for now, they've extended the case. I think gave him another month to try to do whatever it is that they doing, and until then, that's, you know, we ain't gonna really know. I ain't got the inside scoop on it either, y'all. I'm sorry. As far as if Phaedra and Apollo are still together, I've heard rumors about it that they are not together, and I've heard rumors about that for actually a long time, that they might be keeping up appearances, and because, you know, it's not gonna look good for her to leave him, especially when a case like this is going on. You know, she can't really leave him. It just kind of gives you the feeling that maybe somebody might be guilty, so she's gonna stick it out. And you know, maybe once all this blows over and everything is done, I really feel like Phaedra's probably gonna cut her losses and be like, see it. And then, you know, other people are saying there's a whole lot more to it. You know, the fact that they got married in the first place is so that she couldn't testify against him, you know, in whatever, if anything like this did come out. So it's a bunch of different little, you know, parts to this story that we don't really know, y'all. But I always feel like where there's smoke, there's fire. Definitely there's something going on there. But, you know, until it all happens, we don't really know. So Countess Vaughn and her Lacefront issues. Now, I did not see her on The Doctors. Evidently, she was on the show The Doctors, and she was talking about the problems that she's had with her scalp getting infected from continuously wearing Lacefront wigs. Lacefront wigs is a blessing and a curse, you guys. The industry, the hair industry right now makes so much money on extensions. You know, everybody wants to have this long flowing beautiful hair. We got Armenian hair, we got Vietnamese hair, we got Malaysian hair, we got Brazilian hair, we got Indian hair, we got Chinese hair, we got all these fucking hairs, and we are all rushing to try to get that look, you know, on our heads. Y'all know I love me a weave, okay, and I had a weave for 3 years, and but it was time to take it out. I know that when I get a weave that my hair is gonna get fucked up, okay? It's just a given. I you know, I get my edges and shit real strong and right and ready, and then once they get real strong, right and ready, then I go get a weave, and I know that the shit is gonna get fucked up again, and it's just already in my mind that that's what it's gonna be, okay? And then when it just gets to the point where it's too messed up, then I take the weave out and try to get everything back together again. And it's a cycle. Eventually, I'll probably have another weave, but you know, we gonna get shit back right first. But a lot of people will continuously keep on putting weaves in on top of their hair, and you know, with no concern. Eventually, you start having balding, and your hair gets dry. You know, it's a lot of problems that go along with it. Well, the lace fronts made it even easier, okay? Because now you don't have to sit there. Somebody braid your hair, somebody sew tracks to your hair. You know, you got to try to make sure you get the braid pattern correct so that you can get your tracks to lay correct and, you know, the way you want it. Now you can just throw a fucking wig on. A lot of people put the wigs on, and then to make it even look even more realistic, they'll glue down the lace front, you know, to the front of their hair and around the perimeter of their hair, and you know, go on about their business. Now, glue in my hair is a definite bald spot. I don't care how long it is in. As soon as I put glue in my hair, it pulls my hair. It doesn't even have to have any tension on it. For whatever reason, my scalp cannot have glue. I know if I have glue, it's coming out. So just imagine for somebody that continuously puts glue around the perimeter of their forehead, even if you're being the most careful, that shit eventually is going to pull all your shit out up here, okay? And eventually you're going to be clean like this. And once you ain't got no hair there, when you really ain't got no protection there. So then now you just gluing lace to skin, okay? And just imagine you got this shit on your scalp all the time. Your scalp has no time to breathe. And you're on top of it, you putting some chemicals on shit on top of it. Okay, so it's starting to, it started to eat at her skin. And eventually she knew she had sores and shit up there. She wasn't worrying about the sores. The sores was oozing. She said she had a stench for like 6 months. And you know that stench. Now we done been behind bitches whose weaves stink. You'd be like, nah, I know good damn well. If I can smell that shit all the way over here, I know that they can smell it. What the fuck they pillow must smell like? Nasty bitches. So she finally had to go to the doctor and, get the shit taken care of. But, I'm sure she's done irreversible damage to her scalp and her hair follicles and all of that. And, yeah, y'all, we want to be glamorous and long and flowlicious and all of that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But we still have to be conscious of the underneath, okay, and our skin, okay. This is our biggest organ is our skin. You can't just continuously put chemicals on it and think that there's not going to be any kind of reaction, and in this case a very negative reaction. So yeah, I ain't never one for wigs, but I was wearing my closure. And even the closure, even though the closure is good for all your hair being all one texture and you don't have to worry about your leave out and trying to blend and all of that, the damn closure still fucked up my edges around here, okay? Because it's just a lot of tension on your hair, basically. So, to me, weaves work well for people who have very strong edges, okay? And if you don't have strong edges, I don't care what you do, the shit is gonna fuck it up, okay? So, you put that in your mind first, and then you go from there. But, yeah, we gotta be more conscious of this lace front thing and weaves in general, and, maybe take care of ourselves a little bit better. I was just like, ooh, oozing shit and stinking. Ugh. I watched Nene on Dancing with the Stars. I talked about it a little bit in my Real Housewives of Atlanta video. I thought that Nene did a good job. You could tell she was very, very nervous, and she gonna have to work with some of it. Nene is a big woman. She is, and it's funny because Nene is really not that big. Like, I've seen Nene in person and she's just a little bit taller than I am. She's about 5'10". But when I saw her, when I met Nene, she hadn't had that boob job yet. The boobs is what makes Nene look even bigger, more statuesque, because before she was really close in size to one of my girlfriends, Val. Now she's got these big ass titties, and that kind of makes her look top heavy. Y'all, this damn pollen is gonna kill me. So she's gonna have to learn how to dance around them titties, okay? When she was doing a lot of things and I just kept seeing them come up out of the dress and all of this up here, and I know she was conscious of her titties as well. But I think that she did a good job, and is, when she really gets comfortable with her body and moving around and, trying to look graceful and not feeling awkward and all that, I think she's gonna go pretty far. Not only that, but I think that a lot of people like Nene. Like I told you guys before, I thought it was a good look. I did not see Billy D. Williams. I heard he did really bad. I mean, was anybody really surprised? I mean, we think of Billy D. Williams as being, Mr. Smooth and all of that, but I ain't never thought of Billy D. Williams as no damn ballroom dancer, so I wasn't really surprised. I don't even know if he's still on the show, if they voted him off yet or what, but yeah, you guys tell me what you think. Who are the top contenders so far? I guess you can't really tell, it's only been on for a week, but have you guys been watching it? I will definitely be trying to tune in. Especially it comes on the same time as that damn Basketball Wives LA. And you guys, sometimes when I just can't take Basketball Wives LA no more, I'm gonna just have to turn to Dancing with the Stars and try to, get my mind back right. Because y'all know that Basketball Wives LA is some bullshit. Oh, and while we're on the subject of Nene, let me just talk real fast about Nene. They're gonna be announcing supposedly real soon that Nene has her own show on Bravo. That her spinoff, which was I Dream of Nene, the wedding special, now looks like she's gonna have her own show, I Dream of Nene, period. Okay, and it's just gonna be about her and her life or whatever. And good for Nene, y'all. Look like the joke is on us, y'all. We was all worried about Nene and Bravo turning against her and all of that, and honey, that ain't really what it is. If the sources are correct, yeah, Nene would be getting her own show, and definitely that is a come up. I don't know if that means that she would be off of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think she's feeling like she's had enough of it over there, although to me it would still be crazy of her to leave that show unless you just finally can't take not one little bit, you know, a bit of it no more. She needs to fucking stay with that show as long as she can, because that is definitely her cash cow. But I'm sure her show, I Dream of Nene, if this is true, will do just as fine. So congratulations to Nene. Look like we're gonna have more Nene on TV than we all thought. And while we talking about shows on Bravo, let's also talk about Kandi's show, her wedding special that she's going to have. I don't really know if it's going to be a certain number of episodes or if it's just going to be 1 or 2 episodes, but they are going to be filming her wedding, which was surprising to me, because it's interesting. Bravo really does like Kandi. They've given her show after show, and evidently Kandi is a moneymaker for them, especially now with all this shit, this drama that's going on with Mama Joyce and Todd. You know, I guess Bravo was like, we're going to capitalize on this the best way we can. Now, Joyce has come out and said that she is not going to interfere on this wedding. If Todd makes her happy, then that's all that counts, and she is not going to be acting no fool and cutting up and all that, y'all. Of course, we got that shit to see. The wedding is scheduled for April 4th. I think that was the date. Yeah, I think it's April 4th, and they're filming it, and then we're going to get the TV show. Like I said, I don't know if it's a few episodes or if it's a, you know, a little mini series, 6 episodes, or just 1 or 2 specials or whatever. But yeah, Kandi is getting her show. Real sad that Phaedra lost her show. I guess Phaedra had a show that was called Rich People's Problem. It was supposed to be sort of like a, she was going to be sort of like a judge. You know, it was going to be like a court show about people, you know, that had money and the issues that they had, and she was going to kind of, you know, do little settlements or something like that. I'm not real sure how the angle of the show was, but whatever it is, Bravo's like, fuck no. Ain't fixing to do no shows with your man fixing to go to jail, and you might be right behind him. So yeah, we're going to put that show on hold. I don't know if the show is even scheduled to come back or if she lost the deal altogether. I feel, you know, Phaedra has, you know, she's... I tell you what though, that Phaedra is a strong ass bitch, because with all the shit that goes on, honey, you don't never see her sweat. That bitch keeps that shit intact. I can't get my words out. That bitch keep that shit intact, okay? So, you know, you gotta admire Phaedra for her being a, you know, cool hand Luke, okay, able to keep that shit steady. Yeah, that's all I wanted to tell you guys. Kandi's show is coming. Like I said, the wedding is April 4th, and we'll see if any pictures get leaked out before then. So congratulations to Kandi and Todd. Look like Todd making an honest woman out of Kandi. Ooh, this top of the blogs is gonna be so long. You guys, let's just real fast. Can we talk about Lil Mo? First of all, before I even get to the story, who the fuck told Lil Mo to put that blonde lace front bullshit that's on her head? Oh, I mean, really, I like Lil Mo, okay? I love her voice, and she has a cool personality, but, you know, we keeps in it a little bit too real, okay? You just way too hood, and that is so not okay. When you get on TV and get some level of celebrity about yourself, I would imagine that you got, you know, better lace fronts afforded to you than that bullshit. It is terrible, okay? It's really like a blonde cap. Moving on from there. Somebody get with Lil Mo and let her know, y'all. I don't want to see that shit on the show, even though I know it's coming. But moving on from there, evidently Lil Mo has left her husband. Don't really know what the issue was. There's some, you know, whisperings of some cheating and whatever. I was real surprised, considering her and her husband looked like they was ride or die for real on the show. You know, I didn't talk about him, but, you know, people was talking about him, saying he looked dirty and, you know, he looked a mess and all of that. And, you know, I don't know. They ain't together no more. And she done moved on with a new young guy. He gotta be in his late 20s, I think. And she is head over heels in love with him. He's a boxer. You know, he's evidently considerably more in shape than her husband was. And, you know, she been rocking him and really just putting him out on Front Street like this is her new boo. And not only that, but she done came out and said that, you know, they are going to get married, and he's gonna be on the R&B Divas LA as well. So just some old ratchet ass bullshit. It's just like, baby girl, can you get divorced before you get to talking about this new man, honey? She don't give a damn. I mean, that Lil Mo is just hood, right? Hood style for real. I mean, she down to earth and cool and everything, but you know, this shit here, like I said, is keeping it a little too real, okay? But we all will tune in and watch a train wreck that will be, okay? Because y'all know that is going to be some drama, her and this guy and her ex-husband, and I wonder if they even going to bring the ex-husband back on the show to kind of try to... Crazy, you guys. Well, I mean, how are you on the radio saying you fixing to get married to somebody you ain't even divorced, girl? I think some of the glue from her lace front done, you know, sunk down into the brain and got the bitch thinking all wrong. Ooh, my computer is about to die, y'all. I don't even bring my charger with me. Anyway, let me just hurry up. There is a rapper from Houston. He is gay. I don't even remember his name. It's something like Little Ray. Oh my God, I can't think of his name. I'm gonna put it on the screen here. He has a song out called Throw That Boy Pussy. And y'all, I'm just gonna tell you to please go and search on YouTube and find it and watch the video. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna tell you what, the shit is real shocking. It ain't nothing that we ain't heard, like Kaya, whatever the rapper's name is. We ain't nothing that we ain't never heard her say. I think the most shocking part about it is the fact that he is, you know, a thug rapper who's gay, who's talking about fucking men in the ass, and I'm talking about giving you the most graphic version, like he eating his ass and, you know, clap that ass and bust it wide open so I can fuck you from behind, and, you know, all of this. And oh y'all, it is just so much. And I mean, you know, Rocky try to keep that shit liberal, and I try to, you know, I'm fine with if you're gonna be gay and everything. I don't think I really wanna know the ins and outs of it. Okay, and maybe this is how gay people feel about when people, you know, straight people talk about sex, okay? Because we can talk about facing the place and all that too, okay, and get pretty graphic with it. And maybe this is just a little back on you, like, okay, nigga, you want to talk about facing the place, well, I'm gonna talk about eating the ass out. Okay, so, ooh, it is a whole lot though, you guys. The video, I mean, the guys is dancing and like clapping their ass and, you know, popping their booty, and you know, he is just, when you look at him, you would not know that he's gay. You know, not saying that you would know somebody's gay anyway, but I just, y'all go find it, please. Throw that boy pussy. That shit is crazy, you guys. You guys have got to tell me what you think about it. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now though, it ain't for the faint at heart. Okay, if you got some shit that you get easily offended by, do not go look at the video. But if you like me and you want to see what a nigga got to say, then go check it out, y'all. Let me know what you think when you see it. Lastly, let me just talk real fast about Bill O'Reilly and his comments recently about Beyonce. Now, first of all, you guys know that Bill O'Reilly always says stupid ass, asinine shit. I think a lot of the times these guys say shit for just shock value and just to get people upset. Now, we all know Beyonce. Beyonce has always had a cookie cutter image. For the most part, everybody has always loved or hated the fact that Beyonce never, you know, walked outside of the line. She's come out with this new album. She's married. She's got a kid. You know, considerably more experiences with life, I'm supposing. And she's decided to go in a different direction on her album. For the most part, everybody still knows who Beyonce is, okay? We still ain't fixing to feel like Beyonce is about to be doing some, you know, smoking weed at, you know, and getting caught and, you know, doing some way off the wall shit, okay? Beyonce still definitely has her reputation and her image at the beginning of her mind. So for Bill O'Reilly to get on TV and say that Beyonce shouldn't, you know, be the way she is because there's so many black little girls that look up to her and she's setting a bad example, you know, it's just like, shut up, Bill O'Reilly. First of all, do you even know the history of, you know, Beyonce and Destiny Child, or is this just something that you done decided to hop up on? He was on David Letterman, you guys, and I really love David Letterman because David Letterman would not let him get away with it. You know, he was saying that he felt like, you know, that kids that watch Beyonce come from broken homes, and you know, she's over sexualized in her Partition video, and you know, this is something new that, you know, the black audience doesn't need, you know, this, that, and the other. And David Letterman was like, okay, but this shit has been going on for years and years, okay? What do you have to say about Miley Cyrus? And of course Bill O'Reilly was just like, oh, I missed that, I don't know about Miley Cyrus. Okay, yeah, well, Miley Cyrus is considerably more raunchy and you know, out of pocket than Beyonce. David Letterman also pointed out to him, it's just like, it sounds like you just jumped up on some soapbox and decided to pick on Beyonce because of one little incident, you know, just because your motherfucking ass and got old and you ain't got shit else to do. And Bill O'Reilly kind of was like touche on that, but he's stupid, you guys. I don't even, you know, I don't let Bill O'Reilly's and the Rush Limbaughs of the world even get me upset. Me, they have a, you know, their view is so misguided. And then, like I said, a lot of times I don't even know if they believe that shit. I think that they just say shit because they know that the extreme right is going to support them. There's a lot of people that are extreme right, you guys. I work with somebody who's to the extreme right, and it is really, and he's black. Just to get in discussions with him sometimes is real frustrating. So, yeah, I mean, you know, you ain't gonna change no extreme right person's mind. Oh, y'all, I'm telling you, let me hurry up with this video. You're not gonna change these people's minds. So why even get yourself all, you know, bent out of shape about it? Whether you love or hate Beyonce, you know, the shit that he's saying about her is just not true. We're not gonna convince nobody if that's what they feel. So that's it. Okay, Bill O'Reilly has his audience and Beyonce has her audience, and we already know which one is larger. Okay, so that's that. All right, you guys, I gotta get off of here, order my sushi. I normally would have done it already, but my battery's about to die. Everything is moving in slow motion on the computer, which means that it's about to die. I don't even know if you guys can see that. But anyway, we do this every week, okay? So make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.